You know that feeling, right? When a
Yeah.
relationship just kind of implodes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, multiply that feeling by about 10, maybe add international visas, huge cultural clashes, oh, and a camera crew following every single move.
Right.
And that's when you get the wild world of 90 Day Fiancé. And we're not just talking about simple heartbreak here. We're talking full-blown, scorched earth, social media-fueled drama.
Indeed. And today we're really embarking on a deep dive into the most contentious post-breakup sagas from the whole 90 Day Fiancé franchise. We've meticulously sifted through, well, tons of fan discussions, really comprehensive articles, candid updates from the cast themselves.
It's all the good stuff.
Exactly, to try and uncover the crucial nuggets of insight into why these relationships shatter so spectacularly, and, maybe more importantly, how the drama continues, often escalating long after the cameras officially stop rolling. Our mission really is to give you a clear and hopefully nuanced understanding of this whole intricate web of on-screen and off-screen conflicts that make these exes so compellingly and, often bitterly unforgettable.
Okay, let's really dig into this.
Yeah.
We've got an incredible spread of sources lined up for you today, giving us I think, a really holistic view of this whole phenomenon.
Yeah, it's quite a mix.
We've pulled heavily from a Screen Rant article. It meticulously details the 10 most bitter exes in the franchise. That one's been a goldmine for specific examples, honestly.
Definitely.
Then we have a deep dive into the other way couples. That's from Christie Reports on YouTube.
Yeah.
That gives us some really nuanced, timely updates on some of the more recent and equally messy splits.
Right, the newer seasons.
Exactly. And to round it all out, we've carefully gathered insights from, well, the ever-vigilant fans' discussions on Reddit. Where the unfiltered opinions and real-time reactions really live.
Can't ignore Reddit.
Never. And also an article from KRDO that sheds light on the franchise's enduring, almost magnetic appeal. So our mission is to piece together the full picture of this post-split chaos and, the enduring fascination it holds for literally millions of people.
It's a huge audience.
So at its very heart, 90 Day Fiancé is built around this very specific, incredibly high-stakes premise. The K-1 visa. For anyone who might be new to this, the K-1 visa, it's this unique U.S. immigration document, right? It allows a foreign fiancé or fiancé of a U.S. citizen to enter the country.
But there's a catch.
There's always a catch. Once they arrive, the couple has just 90 days, 90, to get married.
It's intense.
It's supposed to be this grand romantic sprint to the altar,
Yeah.
a testament to love conquering all, navigating borders.
Yeah.
But as we all know so often, it's not really the happily ever after that keeps us glued to our screens.
No, it's the drama.
It's the drama, the intense pressure cooker that this rigid 90-day timeline just creates.
And what's truly illuminating here, I think, is how the very premise itself, that ticking clock you mentioned, immense cultural pressures, often significant language barriers, and the high stakes of immigration, it just creates an inherently volatile environment.
Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster sometimes.
It really is. These individuals, they're navigating not only the universal complexities of any romantic relationship, but also bureaucratic hurdles, intense family expectations, sometimes from both sides, and the daunting prospect of completely uprooting their lives for love.
Huge life change.
It's massive, and it's a recipe for heightened emotions, even in the most stable of circumstances. Now, add a camera crew to that already explosive mix,
Oh boy.
and you basically have a magnifying glass placed directly on every single potential point of friction. It ensures no conflict goes unrecorded or, unexamined later.
That's such a powerful point, and it connects directly to what one of our Screen Rant sources put so perfectly. They say it's the lovers turned enemies that make the show so much more watchable. What do you think is at the root of that fascination? Is it purely like schadenfreude? Just a guilty pleasure in watching others' misfortunes?
Yeah.
Or is there something deeper about seeing relationships under such extreme duress?
That's a critical question, isn't it? And it really compels us to consider whether it's the raw authenticity, maybe, of these clashes, or just the sheer spectacle of personal lives laid completely bare that captures our attention. We see a mirror, perhaps, to our own relationship struggles, maybe, albeit amplified to an almost, unbelievable degree sometimes. The hate viewers witness, it often makes its way onto the screens, undeniably. But I think even more frequently now, cast members are proactively airing their dirty laundry on social media.
Oh, constantly.
Constantly. And this just blurs the lines between what's presented as reality TV, maybe edited for narrative, and genuine public feuds playing out in real time.
Yeah.
It's no longer just about what's meticulously edited and shown in the weekly episodes. It's this continuous real-time narrative playing out across Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere.
Never stops.
Never. And this constant stream of updates, accusations, counter-accusations. It fuels fan engagement in a way that traditional television alone just can't anymore. It taps into our maybe natural curiosity about the messiness of human relationships, but on this amplified, very public, and often monetized stage.
And the franchise's undeniable longevity. I mean, it proves that this formula, however chaotic it seems, it absolutely works.
It's a powerhouse.
With over 90 weddings under its belt, as our KRDO source highlights, and a seemingly endless stream of spin-offs we're talking there. For the 90 Days, The Single Life, Love in Paradise, The Last Resort. There are so many now.
The list goes on.
The franchise is an absolute powerhouse. And that KRDO source, they capture this sentiment perfectly, mentioning the love to watch and live to hate watch aspect. It's like we can't get enough, even when we're seriously cringing.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the comments from TLC's Senior Vice President, Alon Orstein, they reveal a very deliberate, almost surgical casting strategy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They are actively seeking individuals who are, and this is a quote, open, being honest, giving full access, being ready to wear your heart on your sleeve.
Wow. So they want the vulnerability.
They absolutely want it. This commitment to unscripted, raw emotion is precisely what fuels both the hopeful romantic journeys and the explosive fallouts that ultimately define the show. They're not looking for calm, stable relationships necessarily.
No surprises there.
Right. They're looking for individuals willing to expose their deepest vulnerabilities and conflicts, often, frankly, with little regard for the personal cost. That openness, while undeniably painful for the cast members themselves, it's pure gold for compelling, high-stakes television.
Orstein emphatically insists the show isn't scripted. But sometimes, especially with the sheer amount of drama we see, you just can't help but wonder how much is truly real and how much might be, strategically amplified for the cameras. It's a very fine line, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It highlights that inherent tension between documented reality and heightened drama, which is a core challenge for any reality TV production, really. True.
And while our focus today is mostly on the bitter splits, it's really crucial to acknowledge that successful couples do exist, like Loren and Alexei Bravarnik.
Oh, yeah, people love them.
They do. They met in Israel. They've had 3 kids now. Openly navigated public scrutiny over things like Loren's mommy makeover. They've become fan favorites. Or Kenny Niedermeyer and Armando Rubio from The Other Way.
Another great example.
As mentioned in the KRDO piece, they're a gay couple whose story, as they put it, helped a lot of people that are in our situation that might feel kind of left out. They provided representation.
That's important.
It is. And these stories offer a necessary and I think powerful counterpoint to the bitterness we'll mostly be exploring today. They show that sometimes, against all odds, real love does bloom and endure, even under the intense, often unforgiving glare of reality television.
Yeah, it's good to remember that side, too.
Their journeys demonstrate that the show can and does capture authentic relationships alongside all the fireworks. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Let's delve into some of the most memorable and frankly messy breakups that truly exemplify this bitter ex phenomenon we've been talking about. Our Screen Rant article gives us a fantastic starting point.
Let's do it.
First up, the incredible, almost unbelievable story of Viia and Sonny Mahdi. This one starts instantly enough, right? Proposal, K1 visa plans are in motion, and then, bam, a secret marriage to the dog sitter.
Slight chuckle. You really can't make this stuff up.
I mean, come on.
And what's truly fascinating here, and maybe quite indicative of the lengths some people will go to, is the timeline. It revealed this really deliberate, calculated deception.
How so?
Via's marriage license actually shows she was married before they filmed the season's tell-all, the reunion special where they all confront each other.
Right, the big showdown.
Exactly. So she actively kept Sonny completely in the dark about her marital status during that whole period. This wasn't just a breakup, it was a profound betrayal of trust while Sonny still believed they had a future. Then, post-revelation, the accusations just flew back and forth, furiously. Sonny claimed Viia took money from him for the K1 visa process, never returned it. Viia retaliated, alleging Sonny bought the engagement ring with her money.
So it got financial fast.
Immediately. It devolved into this very public battle over finances, integrity, personal assets, the works.
And then It hit like the ultimate low point in this escalating animosity. When Viia shared she had a brain tumor, Sonny publicly implied she was lying,
Yeah, that was rough.
suggesting it was some cynical ploy to trick fans into giving her money. How does a relationship, one that started with a proposal, devolve to such a public, deeply personal, and frankly, cruel attack on someone's health? Questioning their diagnosis even.
It really speaks volumes, doesn't it, about the level of animosity that can develop when relationships unravel under this intense public scrutiny, when trust is completely obliterated and one party feels deeply wronged or exploited. It can often lead to this profound desire for public retaliation. Irrespective of how personal or sensitive the accusations become, Sonny's accusation, it basically weaponized Via's vulnerability,
Totally.
painting her as a manipulator even in the face of a serious health concern. This kind of public shaming becomes this twisted form of revenge where the immediate goal is just to discredit the other person entirely in the eyes of the audience, regardless of the truth or, the ethical implications.
It's dark.
It really highlights a dangerous aspect of digital culture where narratives can be so easily controlled and weaponized against someone.
Okay, moving on to another powerhouse of post-split drama, Angela Dean and Michael Ilasami. This one is particularly spicy because Angela famously never let Michael have social media accounts when they were together.
Right, the control aspect was huge there.
Huge, citing jealousy, control. So what happened when they finally split? You can bet there was a lot of pent-up social media energy just waiting to explode.
Oh, absolutely. Michael's highly publicized escape, as they called it, from her Georgia home back in February 2024. It sparked an immediate, intensely public social media war.
Instantly.
And what's striking here is their apparent disregard for any discretion, despite having an ongoing court case related to their annulment.
They don't seem to care about that.
Not at all. Both Angela and Michael have been engaged in this constant war of words on platforms like Instagram, seemingly unconcerned that their highly charged posts and accusations could potentially impact legal proceedings or even their public image long term.
Right.
Angela has publicly expressed profound regret over ever getting Michael to America feeling used. Meanwhile, Michael's been posting about his new family, his close group of friends in the U.S. that Angela notoriously disliked.
Oh, she hated her.
And often accused him of prioritizing over her. He also makes a very deliberate point of flaunting his, quote, spotless Texas apartment, in stark contrast to Angela's often messy home, which we saw a lot on the show.
That's a definite jab.
It's a clear demonstration of his immediate use of that newfound social media freedom to take these thinly veiled but very cutting jabs at his estranged wife.
And talk about a complete reversal of fortunes. Our source mentions Angela reportedly went broke from the annulment case, facing significant legal fees, while Michael was appointed a Meta influencer and sent brand new Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. Being a Meta influencer, that means he secured this lucrative partnership with Facebook's parent company, Meta, right, to promote their stuff.
That's exactly right. A major partnership.
From being totally controlled online by Angela to this unexpected opportunity, the universe really does work in mysterious ways, doesn't it?
It certainly seems to sometimes. This highlights the often unpredictable outcomes of these public splits, especially now in the digital age. While Angela appears to be facing significant financial strain from the legal case, Michael has brilliantly leveraged his newfound independence and social media presence into a legitimate career opportunity, becoming a Meta influencer, getting sponsored products like those smart glasses. It represents a substantial and, frankly, ironic shift in his circumstances.
Totally ironic.
Especially given Angela's previous almost total control over his online presence. It's really a testament to how quickly narratives and personal fortunes can change in the volatile world of reality TV. It creates new avenues for continued public engagement and, inevitably, more drama as former partners watch each other's unexpected successes or failures.
Never a dull moment.
Never. It's like a Blinkist-level insight into the evolving landscape of post-reality TV careers, where being social media savvy can sometimes outweigh a past filled with drama.
Okay, next up we have the notorious pairing of baby girl Lisa Hamza and Husman Soja Boy Umar. Their split happened even before their season of Before the 90 Days actually finished airing.
Yeah, that was fast.
Fueled by intense jealousy from Lisa's side and these persistent cultural issues. Lisa notoriously accused him of using her purely for the show and, to boost his fledgling music career back in Nigeria.
And this really raises that important question again about motivations for joining the show, particularly for the foreign partners. Usman was quickly labeled a Yahoo boy by some viewers, even Lisa's own friends.
It's just a really loaded term.
It is a derogatory term implying a scammer who exploits older Western women for financial gain or a visa. Even Lisa's close friend Angela, who we just talked about, controversially linked Usman to Michael's visa issues, further suggesting this perceived pattern of exploitation from Nigerian men on the show.
Interesting connection.
And the bitterness between Lisa and Usman, it endured for 5 long years after their initial split. Lisa was constantly taunting him on social media, often with real venom.
She did not let it go.
Not at all. And one could speculate that maybe Lisa felt deeply responsible for her own removal from the franchise, which famously came after she used a racial slur against Usman on camera during a tell-all.
Right. That was a huge controversy.
It was. Usman, meanwhile, in stark contrast, he went on to romance another American woman, Kim Menzies, on 2 new spin-offs, Before the 90 Days and Happily Ever After.
He got more seasons.
Exactly. This stark disparity in their post-show careers and public rehabilitation likely fueled Lisa's resentment and continued bitterness even further, you'd have to think.
Makes sense. Okay, moving on to Memphis Smith and Hamza Mokni. This was a whirlwind romance by any standard. They dated for only 8 months before Memphis traveled to meet him.
8 months online, basically.
Right. Quickly got married on that first trip without the crucial protection of a prenup.
Risky move.
Very. And then, astonishingly, got pregnant almost immediately. All despite significant language barriers and Hamza openly lying about his age, claiming he was older than he actually was. What an incredibly tumultuous start.
The unraveling of their relationship was just as swift, brutal, and thoroughly public. Accusations of cheating emerged from both sides. Hamza displayed intense jealousy over Memphis's perceived overly close friendship with her ex-husband. Then came what many fans considered the ultimate betrayal. Hamza publicly claimed the baby wasn't his.
Oh, wow.
Which inevitably spiraled into a painful and protracted custody battle over their child. Memphis and Hamza aired their split drama extensively on social media, cryptic posts, direct accusations, each trying to control the narrative.
The usual playbook.
Pretty much. Memphis even spoke about bringing awareness to immigration fraud, a very serious accusation suggesting Hamza might have used the relationship solely for a visa, not for genuine love.
That's a heavy claim.
It is. She later deleted her own account, leaving the truth of that claim somewhat ambiguous and unresolved. Hamza, on the other hand, has consistently tried to make it big as a model in America, often leveraging his 90-day fiancé fame. This case truly shows how quickly deeply personal conflicts can become public, involving not just emotional struggles, but legal battles over children, and even these broader societal accusations like immigration fraud.
It's messy on so many levels. And finally, for this segment, we have the truly long-term complex saga of Nikki Exotica and Igor Justin Shutenkov. These two knew each other for nearly 2 decades.
Yeah, very long history.
With their journey on and off, the K-1 visa repeatedly disrupted, especially after Justin discovered that Nikki was transgender. Talk about a relationship with deep, complex layers of identity, acceptance, and expectation.
This relationship really brings profound issues of identity, acceptance, and self-worth right to the forefront. It makes it a uniquely challenging story within the franchise.
Definitely.
Justin's reaction upon learning Nikki was trans, claiming to be depressed, and his later insensitive, deeply hurtful comment that Nikki gave him man vibes. I mean, that cut deep at the core of Nikki's identity and her sense of self.
Incredibly hurtful.
Absolutely. And despite Nikki financially supporting him for years, sending him money, tirelessly attempting to get him to the U.S. again on a fiancé visa, his unfaithfulness and persistent discomfort with her identity ultimately led to her canceling his visa for good.
After all that time.
After all that time, the fact that this saga spanned nearly 2 decades with multiple attempts and failures to find a path forward is truly a testament to persistent, unresolved conflict and, fundamentally, a lack of acceptance that just simmered beneath the surface of what Nikki desperately hoped was love.
Yeah.
It powerfully highlights how deeply personal these identity struggles become when played out on a public stage, often with devastating consequences for one's sense of self.
Okay, let's pivot now. We've seen some intense public battles where, deception, social media control, cultural clash were really at the forefront. This next set of X's takes us even deeper into the complexities of jealousy, alleged abuse, and the unexpected alliances that sometimes form after a breakup. Let's start with Gino and Jasmine Pineda. Jasmine is infamous for throwing shade at Gino, humiliating him repeatedly on TV, on social media, about everything from his sex drive to his bald head.
Yeah, she's not subtle.
Not at all.
And what's truly fascinating here is the dynamic of public shaming versus narrative control. Jasmine frequently sought sympathy on the show, claiming Gino was refusing intimacy, casting herself as the victim.
Right.
Gino, in turn, attributed her lack of intimacy to her constant fights, her jealousy, her insults. Then came a significant twist. Jasmine actively teamed up with a woman Gino had dated in the past named Kelly.
Oh, I remember that.
And together they exposed him as a cheater, adding serious fuel to the fire and publicly discrediting him.
Teamwork makes the dream work, or nightmare work.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And now the most recent revelation is her pregnancy with another man. Yet, incredibly, she insists she's still with Gino in an open relationship.
How does that even work?
That's the million-dollar question. Gino, meanwhile, has remained remarkably quiet throughout this latest drama. While his friends suggest it's because he's genuinely heartbroken, it's also highly probable his silence is a calculated move.
To protect his career.
Exactly, to protect his reality TV career. Any public comment could jeopardize his future in the franchise. So he's seemingly letting her have her 15 minutes of fame while he plots his next move, prioritizing his continued presence on screen.
Smart, maybe.
Or just sad.
A bit of both, perhaps. It demonstrates that intricate dance between personal heartbreak and strategic public performance.
Okay, next up we have Paul Stale and Corinne Martins. Their relationship has been undeniably one of the most chaotic and, frankly, alarming in the franchise's history.
That's putting it mildly.
Marked by Paul's extensive criminal history, Corinne's alleged physical altercations, and ultimately leading to them tragically losing custody of their two young children, Pierre and Ethan. It's a truly disturbing pattern.
And this raises an extremely important question about how deeply personal histories, particularly those involving legal issues, domestic disputes, can impact relationships played out on screen, with very real and devastating consequences off-screen.
Yeah, the kids are the real victims there. Absolutely. Paul's documented criminal history, Corinne's alleged violent behavior. It created an inherently unstable and, frankly, dangerous environment, which tragically extended to their children. And their social media antics are just legendary, not just for bitterness, but for their bizarre and often alarming nature.
Like what?
Well, Corinne once suggested Paul had died when he was supposedly missing in the Amazon jungle, only for him to mysteriously resurface later.
Oh my God.
Paul, in turn, has posted her STD test results publicly.
No.
Yes, while simultaneously claiming she's married and having babies with unknown men, all while he bizarrely insists they are still romantically together.
It makes no sense.
None. And there are even strong allegations from fan communities that Paul himself actually operates Corinne's social media account.
Yeah, really.
If that's true, it adds this chilling layer of manipulative control to their already convoluted public narrative. It's just a dizzying mix of truth, outright lies, and persistent public manipulation. It blurs all lines of reality, making it incredibly difficult for viewers to discern what the genuine situation even is.
Wow. Okay. Then we have Big Ed Brown and Liz Woods. This couple had a mind-boggling 15 splits.
15!
Yes, you heard that right, 15, before he finally canceled their wedding plans for good. Liz, however, quickly found a new lover, Jason Zuniga, and immediately started throwing these thinly veiled jabs at Big Ed on social media, praising Jason for treating her right, in stark contrast to her previous relationship.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of reality TV strategy, Liz moved to team up with Big Ed's other ex from the franchise, Rose Vega.
Oh yeah, Rose, from the Philippines.
Exactly, to promote a skincare line together. That is a classic reality TV power play.
Brilliant, actually.
Rose and Ed had a notoriously contentious split on Before the 90 Days, so this unexpected alliance between two of his exes was a direct, very public dig at Big Ed, a clear statement of solidarity against him, and frankly, a savvy business move leveraging their shared history.
Totally.
In his usual fashion, Big Ed remained largely silent, perhaps planning his own big comeback, as our source suggests, rather than engaging immediately.
His signature move.
Pretty much. And as a testament to his unpredictable and impulsive nature, he swiftly got engaged to a fan on a whim after knowing her for only 24 hours.
24 hours, unbelievable.
This whole dynamic brilliantly demonstrates how these relationships transcend simple personal heartbreak and become these highly calculated public performances for continued relevance, screen time, and even commercial opportunities within the reality TV ecosystem.
It's a whole industry. Okay, let's talk about Sophie Sierra and Rob Warren. Sophie initially left Rob because of his online cheating, right? That seemed pretty clear cut. But later, things escalated dramatically when she claimed alleged abuse. She posted a picture of her bruised eyebrow and explicitly called him aggressive on social media.
Yeah, that took a serious turn. And what's fascinating here is the post-breakup narrative control, again, and the strategic use of social media to sway public opinion.
How so?
Rob, in the aftermath, he's been trying to maintain his innocence on social media, typically without openly lashing out at Sophie, trying to preserve what's left of his public image.
Right.
Meanwhile, Sophie has subtly but consistently bragged about how well her new mystery man is treating her, specifically highlighting his financial stability and faithfulness.
Ouch. Direct comparison.
A very deliberate and stark contrast to Rob's alleged financial instability and widely reported infidelity. This public comparison is a clear tactic to discredit Rob, garner sympathy for herself, and ensure the drama continues to play out in the court of public perception long after the cameras are gone.
Keeps the story going.
Exactly. It's a prime example of how social media allows former partners to continue their feuds, but with a refined strategy to control their public narrative and reputation.
And finally, for this section, a somewhat surprise pairing that initially got maybe less attention. Scott Warren and Lydia Morales. No one really expected Pedro Jimenez's mother, Lydia.
From the Family Chantel fame.
Right. To have her own storyline. But her relationship with Scott was almost certainly doomed from the start by a significant unresolved language barrier and cultural differences.
And Scott's pattern of behavior speaks to a different, almost cyclical kind of post-split dynamic. He initially broke Lydia's heart, leaving her abruptly for a younger ex.
Classic move.
Only to come crawling back to Lydia when he got subsequently dumped himself. This cycle highlights a degree of emotional instability, maybe. A consistent tendency to seek comfort and familiarity when rejected, rather than genuine commitment. Lydia's response, however, offers a really powerful and refreshing counter-narrative. Instead of engaging in public feuding or bitterness,
Which she could have.
totally could have, her choice to focus on loving herself, working out, building strength both physically and emotionally is presented as the best revenge.
Good for her.
Absolutely. While Lydia finds empowerment and self-improvement, Scott continues to flirt with several women in the franchise, seemingly unable to commit. He even formed that brief dramatic friendship with Angela Deem,
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
which, predictably, turned sour and ended acrimoniously. It's a compelling contrast. One person choosing genuine self-improvement and growth, the other seemingly trapped in this repetitive pattern of short-lived dramatic connections, maybe just for continued relevance.
Okay, the other way spinoff. This one offers a truly unique lens, right? Often showing Americans moving abroad to be with their partners.
Yeah, flips the script.
And oh boy, does it deliver its own brand of dramatic exes and messiness. Let's dive into some of the most captivating and often shocking updates from seasons 4, 5, and 6, starting with Danielle and Johan. These two are definite frontrunners for most dramatic but possibly fake show saga.
Chuckles, that's a good description.
Cheating scandals, constant money fights, accusations of Johan taking money, even getting another woman pregnant. It's a lot.
It is, and this immediately raises that important question again about the fuzzy line between genuine relationship struggles and, strategically playing to the cameras for continued visibility and screen time. Danielle accused Johan of emasculating her, even threatening to take her dog during a heated argument about their shared belongings. Yet, as of May 2025, they're apparently still together, sort of.
Sort of.
Reportedly attending therapy to work through their issues. This is despite Danielle's reported financial problems and her rather hypocritical criticism of other couples during a tell-all. It makes you genuinely wonder about the underlying motivations for staying together. Is it truly love? Or is it maybe a calculated move for potential future screen time? Maybe angling for a spot on the Last Resort spinoff.
Could be.
The constant on-again, off-again nature, coupled with the dramatic public accusations, it just suggests this deep-seated dysfunction that's incredibly hard to reconcile with a truly committed, healthy relationship. It's a compelling example of couples potentially monetizing their own drama.
Okay, next we have Gabe and Isabel. This was a couple that, for a moment, really made fans believe in love and acceptance, until it imploded shockingly off camera.
Yeah, that one hurt fans, I think.
They had one of the most powerful and heartwarming tell-all moments. Isabel's family fully embracing Gabe as a transgender man. It truly seemed like this beautiful, inspiring love story that transcended boundaries.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of public perception versus private reality, Gabe's raw and incredibly emotional YouTube video reveal, where he exposed Isabel as having allegedly cheated, trashed his apartment, drained his finances, and left him with nothing.
Wow, that's devastating.
It's a stark and heartbreaking example of profound betrayal. He explicitly called her a user, describing their relationship as a complete betrayal on multiple levels, emotional, financial.
Yeah.
This kind of destruction and public shaming, coming after such a public display of acceptance and unity that resonated so deeply with viewers, it's particularly heartbreaking and jarring.
Totally shatters the illusion.
Completely. It shatters that image of a progressive, accepting love story and exposes a much darker, potentially exploitative reality lurking beneath the surface. The stark contrast between their carefully curated on-screen narrative and Gabe's devastating off-screen revelations is profoundly unsettling. It leaves fans grappling with the true nature of what they thought they were witnessing.
Man. Okay, moving on to Debbie and Osama. Their staggering 43-year age gap was the initial shocker, right? That immediately got everyone talking and questioning.
Yeah, the age gap was huge news.
But the real drama, as always, unfolded viciously off-screen.
Yeah.
And it took a much more serious and, frankly, predatory turn.
What's truly fascinating here is Osama's complete vanishing act and the alleged calculated exploitation. He went from sending Debbie these heartfelt love poems, begging her to return to Morocco, painting this picture of romantic longing.
Right, playing the part.
To marrying another woman in secret, posting the pictures publicly last year, and then completely deleting all his social media presence. Just vanished. Meanwhile, Debbie, who has somewhat unexpectedly become a breakout star of the franchise.
People love Debbie.
They do! For her quirky personality, her resilience, she later revealed on The Single Life that she had sent him and his family thousands of dollars, tried to fix his teeth even, and eventually came to the painful realization that he never actually loved her and was simply using her for financial gain.
Heartbreaking.
It is. But despite the immense embarrassment and the clear financial and emotional exploitation she endured, Debbie has incredibly found her sparkle again. She's courageously back on the dating scene. Her story becomes this powerful, cautionary tale of financial exploitation veiled in romantic promises. And her resilience in the face of such profound betrayal is truly commendable and inspiring.
Good for her for bouncing back.
Yes.
Now, this next one truly went full horror story. Statler and Dempsey. Their #van life romance initially seemed so idyllic, right? A free-spirited adventure.
Looked great on Instagram.
Totally. But our source says it quickly soured. Statler was reportedly funding everything, even paying for the van itself, while Dempsey seemed emotionally distant, unengaged. What happened next was a complete and utter unraveling.
And here's where it gets really interesting, and quite indicative of the modern digital revenge saga. Statler went completely scorched earth after their split, revealed this deeply bitter and highly public feud.
How so?
She accused Dempsey of cheating with a roommate named Georgia, someone Statler said she always felt uneasy about. And Statler didn't just name names, she went further. She posted screenshots of their text messages, videos, even direct messages sent to Dempsey's alleged new girlfriend, Anna Lee, providing what she considered irrefutable receipts for her accusations.
Pulling out all the stops.
Everything. Crucially, Statler also claimed Dempsey left her stranded in another country with nothing but a suitcase, and further alleged that Dempsey owed her almost $20,000 for the van, only getting $3,000 back.
$20,000. Wow.
This detailed account of financial exploitation and public shaming was so explosive and damaging that both Statler and Dempsey were ultimately excluded from the Other Way tell-all.
Really? They weren't even there?
Nope. Illustrating the extreme nature of their post-split drama and the very real financial consequences, Statler has since leveraged her notoriety, hosting a podcast now, while Dempsey is very publicly smitten with Anna Lee, showcasing how these public narratives just continue to evolve.
Never ends. Okay. Next, Kimberly and TJ. Their story started with spiritual dreams and astrology, promising this soulmate connection that felt, destined.
Yeah, very cosmic beginning.
But it ended with disturbing accusations of abuse, dramatic Instagram lives, and chilling mentions of actual knives. The contrast between their beginning and end is just stark.
It really is, and this raises an important and sobering question about the hidden dynamics of relationships, especially when they shift so drastically from spiritual connection to alleged violence.
That's scary.
Kimberly accused TJ of mental and physical abuse, specifically claiming he once punched her and would deliberately hurt himself during their heated fights, creating this manipulative dynamic.
Oh, wow.
Despite initially posting seemingly cuddly selfies as recently as early 2024, trying to project this image of reconciliation, Kimberly now firmly wants a divorce. TJ, on the other hand, has remained largely silent publicly, not engaging in the online war of words.
It's interesting.
However, this silence, combined with Kimberly's subsequent deleted lies and contradictory statements on social media, has left fans without a full, clear, consistent picture of the truth.
Hard to know what to believe.
Exactly. She's reportedly finding new love back in the U.S., but fan interest in their confusing and often contradictory story has apparently plummeted, perhaps due to the difficulty in discerning what is truly real amidst the constant shifts in narrative.
Yeah, people get tired of the back and forth. And then we have Brandon and Mary. This couple's story began as trauma-bonding kids, leading to a hasty marriage and a baby, but then it devolved into what our source accurately calls a full-blown public relations nightmare, marked by a series of alarming and questionable events.
What's truly fascinating and deeply troubling here is the alleged pattern of exploitation and manipulation that unfolded. This includes a reported fake colon cancer announcement.
No, you can't fake that.
An incredibly serious and ethically dubious claim, alongside emotional manipulation and multiple fundraisers using their baby and Mary's sick grandmother to solicit money from fans. These are deeply problematic accusations that paint a really disturbing picture.
That's awful.
Despite everything, they are still married, and they continue to broadcast their lives almost like it's a business plan, constantly finding new ways to upset and even outrage fans. This includes controversially filming with a chained pet monkey, which drew considerable criticism for animal welfare concerns.
A chained monkey. Oh, come on.
This case powerfully highlights the dark intersection of personal drama, alleged scams, and the continuous monetization of their controversial relationship, often at the expense of public goodwill and any ethical considerations. Their relationship, regardless of its authenticity, has undeniably become a spectacle primarily designed for constant visibility and financial gain.
It sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
And finally, for the Other Way edition, let's talk about Sarper and Shekinah. Remember their unusual bed wedding?
How could anyone forget?
Our KRGO source famously called it the 90th wedding of the franchise, a moment that simultaneously thrilled and enraged audiences in equal measure.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of how reality TV can influence, maybe even distort relationships, despite what was described as a surprisingly beautiful and intimate ceremony held entirely within a bed.
It's still weird.
Still weird. Their tell-all revealed that the honeymoon ended almost immediately. Sarper himself admitted with regret that he got married at all, even left his ring on the table at Christmas, moved out for 10 days.
Not a good sign.
Not at all. Shekinah, in turn, expressed feeling unloved, unsupported, and trapped in her own home. Yet, despite all this profound dysfunction and expressed unhappiness, they are still together.
Why?
And perhaps most surprisingly, they're even embarking on a couple's comedy tour.
A comedy tour about their relationship.
Apparently. This complex dynamic suggests a relationship hanging by a very thin thread. Perhaps maintained less by genuine love and more for continued screen time and the monetization of their public persona.
Got to keep the brand going.
Exactly. It perfectly illustrates how some couples continue to navigate public and private struggles, sometimes strategically leveraging their dysfunction for entertainment and maintaining their relevance within the show's ecosystem. #tag outro.
So what does this all really mean when we pull back and look at the whole picture? Our deep dive reveals that the 90-Day Fiancé franchise, while, purporting to be about love and the journey to marriage, it's truly a masterclass in the spectacle of human conflict under extreme conditions.
That's a good way to put it. We've seen relationships unravel due to blatant financial exploitation, profound identity struggles, devastating alleged physical and mental abuse, relentless public humiliation, and the intense, often weaponized pressure of social media. The drama isn't just passive entertainment. It often has profound emotional, legal, and very real financial consequences for the individuals involved. Consequences that extend far beyond their time on screen and deeply into their personal lives.
It's truly remarkable how varied the forms of bitterness are, isn't it?
Right.
From the calculated financial manipulation we saw with Viia and Sonny, to the sheer public spectacle of Angela and Michael's Instagram wars, or the complete betrayal of a fan-favorite couple through alleged financial draining and public shaming like with Gabe and Isabel. What stands out to you as a listener is how these stories resonate.
Yep.
They offer this unique, if often very messy, window into human nature under extreme pressure, highlighting our vulnerabilities, our capacity for both profound love and deep resentment, and how easily that line between reality and calculated performance can blur when lives are laid bare for millions to consume. We see reflections of ourselves, maybe, or at least aspects of humanity, in these raw, often unfiltered moments.
Absolutely. And this brings us to an important question, I think, for you to consider. In an age where personal lives are constantly broadcast, dissected, and often monetized through reality television and social media, how much of this bitterness is genuine heartbreak and animosity? And how much might be a calculated strategy for continued visibility in the ever-expanding universe of reality television?
The performance aspect.
Exactly. What responsibility do we as viewers, and maybe the shows themselves, bear in perpetuating this cycle of public post-breakup drama? By perhaps unwittingly rewarding the most extreme and contentious behavior with more screen time, more engagement, and ultimately more opportunity.
That's a heavy thought.
It is. We invite you to consider where your curiosity truly lies in this ongoing, fascinating, and often troubling narrative.